happening, y'all? It's IC. Y'all already know what it is. Back with another YouTube video. And again, we gotta tackle an argument that Spider-Man fanboys are making against Miles in regards to why he's not Spider-Man. Just know I call them fanboys on purpose and not fans. Because let's be honest, most Spider-Man fans love Miles, okay? He is Spider-Man to most of the mainstream Spider-Man fans out there. Even some of the ones who prefer Peter, they at least say, yeah, Miles is Spider-Man. You know, he's not my Spider-Man, but he's, you know, he's earned the mantle. He's Spider-Man. And if people enjoy him, that's fine. Now, unfortunately, you have this group. Oh, you have this group with this weird Peter-only mentality. Almost this lunatic, almost toxic attachment to Peter as the only Spider-Man. Oh, now let's just be real. For a lot of them, it's race related. For a lot of them, let's just keep it a stack. For a lot of them, it's race related. They're not gonna say it, they'll never admit it, but that's just what it is. Again, is that everybody? No, I'm just saying for a lot of the majority, let's just keep it real. But one of the issues they like to say when it comes to Miles is that he should have his own original villains. So we're gonna talk about it. When it comes to Miles having his own villains, is it something that he should have to maybe further flesh him out and give him some different story arcs? Yes, I agree to that. That being said, is it an absolute necessity and as big of a deal as these fanboys are making it out to be? No. I'm actually okay with the fact that they're using lesser known and lesser used villains from the OG Spider-Man, making them more interesting and giving them to Miles. I'm okay with that. Like what they did with Prowler in the Spot. Nowadays, when people bring up the Prowler, nowadays people don't think of Hobart Brown, which was Peter's OG Spider-Man. Yeah, I know that name sounds familiar, Spider-Punk. They think of Aaron Davis, right? Uncle Aaron, because that's the more interesting and that's the more popular mainstream version. It was known, but it's just like the way they did it in Spider-Verse, where they gave it a more personal twist for Miles. I like that, right? Because, you know, that's something we've never seen before. But of course, you have the idiot saying, well, it doesn't matter. It's still Peter's villains. It just doesn't matter. It's still Peter's villains. It's gatekeeping to the max, bro. Here's the thing. Back in the day, Peter stories, there was so much more potential to create, you know, to create unique and notable villains because it was much easier, right? There weren't as many comics around, there weren't as much superhero media around, so that left room for like a shit ton of new ideas. Much more with Peter because, you know, he was Marvel's golden boy, right? Nowadays, not so much. It is much more difficult to create original villains, especially in the superhero genre, than it ever was before. First off, all the tropes are already taken, right? So, you know, let's create a water-based villain for Miles. We already have that, Hydro Man. Fire-based villain? We already have 3 of those, one of them being Molten Man as the most popular example. Evil Scientist? Well, let's see, we have the Smythes, the Osborns, the Jackal, the Tinkerer. Like, it's just, the list goes on and on. You guys are comparing a character that has been around for a little over a decade to a character that has been around for almost 80 years. Saying, well, in order for him to be Spider-Man, he needs to be like him. Like, no. I'm sorry, that's not a fair comparison. I'm sorry, it's just not. This is why me and most other mainstream Spider-Man fans are okay with repurposing some of Peter's lesser known villains and giving them to Miles. That is perfectly fine. Y'all don't understand. He has so many rarely used villains with unscratched potential, it's crazy. Hydro Man, perfect. He can interfere with Miles's bioelectricity because, you know, water and electricity, they don't really mix. Give it to him. Oh my god, no. I'm sorry, when was the last time Peter fought Hydro Man? Oh, his animated series? What? Give it to him. Peter ain't using them. That's the thing, Spider-Man's rogues gallery in general is so huge that it's spread out amongst other superheroes. What's one I can name off the top of my head? Daredevil. Daredevil, he's a well-known superhero, but as far as his rogues gallery, he's got like a few notable ones like Bullseye and the Hand. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And even his most popular one from the Netflix show, Kingpin. That's a Spider-Man villain. I mean, Daredevil's not his own character because he shares most of his villains with Spider-Man. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Even in the comics, like, I heard Miles does have some original villains in the comics. Apple, I know, was a really notable one. Buzz Boys, Frost Pharaoh, Quantum, Assessor. You know, he's got a few. They're just, for the most part, unheard of, right? Unless you read his comics. Even some of Peter's notable villains, right? Like Shocker, Rhino, Vulture, Electro. They're not really interesting, thought-provoking characters. Those villains are popular because of how long they've been around. Right? That's one. And then they've been featured in a shit ton of comic storylines and animated shows throughout the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. Miles, a few appearances, the Spider-Verse movies, and a game. That's it. It's just not worth comparing, bro. It's just not worth it. You gotta give him time. And you gotta give him more exposure, which is why Marvel is pushing him, as y'all keep saying. Just for the record, yes, they should at least try to give Miles some unique, interesting antagonists. You know, I have a few ideas, but again, I'm not a comic book writer. I don't get paid to do that shit. So, even other legacy heroes like the Bat family and the Flash family, five of them using that name, coexisting, they all share villains. But all of a sudden, it's this huge problem when it comes to Miles. Wonder why. Yeah, Wally West did have a few originals. Terry McGinnis has some originals, but again, he has a whole animated show. I just find it funny how you gatekeepers have this endless, arbitrary list of things Miles has to fulfill. Here's the thing you gotta understand. No one cares. Nobody cares what you guys have to say. No one. Marvel says he's Spider-Man. The mainstream sees him as Spider-Man. He is Spider-Man. You guys should be asking for a good story, regardless of whether the villains are original or not. Y'all hardcore Peter comic book fans saying, well, Miles has to do this and Miles has to... No one gives a shit. Okay? No one cares what your little echo chamber of fanboys has to say. No one cares. Learned this a long time ago with the MCU. If it comes between catering to comic book fans and catering to the larger mainstream population, they are choosing the latter because that's where the money is. The graphic of people that even still read comic books at this point is very, 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 very small. People were saying, well, Miles hasn't had a definitive comic book run. No one cares. The mainstream Spider-Man fans don't care because mainstream Spider-Man fans don't read comics. No one cares about that except comic book fans. Something I had to realize with phases 4 and 5 of the MCU. They're not making that stuff to cater to hardcore comic book fans. They're making that to cater to mainstream entertainment. Better or worse, that's just how it is. Comics? Oh yeah. Peter vastly outsells Miles. He ain't going nowhere. At least not anytime soon. Because like I said, they're both Spider-Man to me. But you don't hear me saying, well, only one is the Spider-Man, because that's just a stupid, closed-minded mindset to have. Like I said, when it comes to the mainstream, Miles is getting more and more and more popular. Bitch, you can complain, you can say he's not Spider-Man or he'll never, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's not going to change anything. Crying. Just stop crying. Just stop it, bro. Just give it up. I saw somebody who was saying, well, I know they're trying to make Miles Spider-Man, but I won't let it happen without a fight. Nigga, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You are one person. Tell you what fight is there to be had? I'll tell you, nothing. You're not gonna do shit. There's nothing. You can't do anything. Operated based off of what we already have right now. People love Miles. People love Peter. They're both Spider-Man. It doesn't matter whether A or the Spider. They're both Spider-Man, bro. Just stop it, bro. Just give it up, bro. just give it up. I said yes, he could use some original villains, but trying to use that as like a crux that's gonna stop Miles from being stop. Just stop it. Anyways, y'all, that's gonna be it for the video. Let me know what you guys think. Shit, I'm sorry, I went off a little bit of a tangent, but some of these guys need to hear that. Some of them need, y'all creating all these checklists and all these arguments. I'm telling you guys, I'm trying to help y'all out. In the long run, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Trying to put all these little hurdles in place to stop Miles from... No one cares, bro. No one cares. Anyways, that's gonna be it. Thank y'all so much for watching. If you like what you see, subscribe, like, comment, share it around. I don't care. Peter and Miles are both Spider-Man. Just stop with the excuses, man. Just stop it, because I'm gonna be here debunking and roasting y'all every time. Anyways, that's gonna be it. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace. I have never seen people stand so hard for a character, bro. I've never seen it, bro. I've never seen it.